Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be Just Say No to Your Kids to Build Generational Wealth. Just say no, all right? Now, I'm sure that this video will probably get some back and forth comments, okay? We live in a brand new modern world, don't we? Okay? And there's a lot of people who don't have children anymore. Okay? And I don't know what happened from the time I was raised up until today, but ever since I've had children, I've noticed now that I'm part of kind of communities and school and all that, is no one says no to their children. No one says no. And I bet you there's going to be a lot of people in these comments that are going to agree with me. Okay? It's ridiculous. You see, when you go out and about and there's children and parents all over the place, none of them say no. They don't want to say no because they want to be buddy-buddy with their children, and it's a joke, okay? When you have children, you need to be an adult now. You need to be an adult and you need to be responsible, okay? And what you're responsible for is for them to be successful and disciplined in their life, okay? People who are successful in this world are disciplined. They know how to be disciplined and strategize and think, all right? And if you let your children go their entire lives without hearing the word no, they will never be disciplined or successful, to be honest. They might get lucky, don't get me wrong. People can change even if they're not disciplined during their lives, but honestly, most of the time, they're gonna turn out horrible, guys. They're gonna turn out just like, you know, willy-nilly wild Billy, okay? They're gonna have problems in life, okay, if they don't have discipline or structure in their life. And if you can't say no, that is the life you're giving them, is undisciplined, unstructured life, all right? Children want to have structure, all right? That is why you say no, all right? This is not like a conservative take. This is just common sense, all right? The previous videos I've done on generational wealth, if you give them all this money, whether it's $10, $1 million, $10 million, it doesn't matter. If they're undisciplined, they will not understand how to actually manage that money. It doesn't matter how much it is, okay? So if you're not willing to say no, you might as well forget about all that money, to be honest. They're just gonna, piss it all away, to be honest. That's what'll happen, all right? They will not be disciplined enough to grow that money, maintain that money, whatever, okay? There's a big movement on generational wealth. I've heard it time and time again on YouTube. And I find it funny that people are talking about this from a monetary perspective. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with discipline, all right? Discipline and saying no to your children. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is say no, not give in to your children, all right? You don't have to go, spanking them and, all that stuff that, happened back in the 1950s. You don't have to. You just have to say no. Sorry, bud. I'm not your friend, all right? You do not have to be friends with your children, all right? There will be a time for you to be friends with your kids. There will be a time, and that time will be great if you say no to them for the time that you're raising them, because they will be successful, mature adults when that time comes. That's the way it is with my parents. They said no to me left and right. The same thing with my wife, all right? And now what? We are great friends with my parents and her parents. We have great relationships because we have respect, all right? They raised us right. We became successful people because we were disciplined to actually read a book, all right? We were disciplined with our money, all right? We know how to save our money and not to spend it on, silly things, okay? You see that all the time. People just don't know how to manage themselves because they were never told no, all right? And I mean, you go out there in the community, if you've been living under a rock, maybe you don't know about this, but if you go out there in the community, You'll see people all the time, they just let their kids run rampant, you know, and just cause chaos for everyone else. And everyone's standing there silent about it because they just don't know what to say. They don't know how to tell the other adults that, hey, maybe you guys should tell your kids no, but they won't do it. It's hard to do in a you know, an environment where there's other people around. You know, you kind of feel embarrassed that you're telling some parent how to parent. Well, guess what? I got a YouTube channel, so I'm going to tell you guys how to parent. It's called Saying No. It's real simple. It's not hard. You're not going to hurt their feelings. If anything, they'll respect you more. And they might say, oh, you're right, Dad. You know, maybe at first they won't because you haven't said no, okay? If you have never said no and you start doing it all of a sudden, they're going to fight back. That's for sure. No doubt. You're going to have some problems if you want to get your kids into a discipline, you know, approach. But if you start from the beginning, guys, okay, if you haven't had kids, listen up. If you start from the beginning when they're, I don't know, you know, from the very beginning, from when they're 1 year old, guys, it doesn't start at 5. It starts at the very beginning. Even when they're probably even below 1 year old, they know, they have a gut feeling that this is wrong, okay? Whatever it is that you believe in that you should say no to, which is obviously probably a lot of things when it comes to children. They'll do anything to get away with something, or they're just exploring. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of kids, they're just exploring the world and they don't know what's right and wrong. If you don't tell them what's right and wrong, they'll do the wrong exploring. That's what happens, okay? And so all this money that you're going to try to build up, you're going to go out, you're going to go trucking the entire United States, or you're going to build as many houses as you can, or you're going to build the best business. It's all worthless if you have children and you want generational wealth. It's all worthless if you don't tell them no, to be honest. Okay, it's the same thing as the dinner table. I said that in a previous video that I just launched today. Okay, the same thing as the dinner table. You got to spend the time at the dinner table to give them guidance, and you got to say no when it's in their formative, or I think that's what it is, formative or younger years, from age 1 up to 18. But you got to do it a lot more when they're really young, all right? You got to say no a lot more. Because then later on, when you have good behaving children, you do it less. You do it less, to be honest. You know, I don't say no as much as I used to with my kids, all right? They're 7 and 10. I still say no from time to time. You know, don't get me wrong, man. They're fighting all the time. I mean, brother and sister, that's kind of what brothers and sisters do, right? But yeah, you just got to say no. That's the bottom line, man. I'm all about building generational wealth. This is the generational wealth channel. No, just kidding. It's a little bit of everything, guys, okay? I think it's a big part, though, of why people have watched some of my videos is, yeah, they want to leave something behind, and this is part of it. You got to say no, okay? So anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, man. It's gorgeous out. I'm just out here. It feels like spring, but it's not. It's a trick, okay? Anyways, you guys have a great day. Take a look at my previous video if you could. And everyone, thanks. Bye.